Hello there, my lovely friends. How are y'all doing? My name is Rabbit, and welcome to episode 193 of Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2, where we are continuing to make our way through the bonus forests here in the post-game. I will say as a quick aside, this has absolutely nothing to do with the game or with a recap of our last episode, but I ended up just taking I guess I should say sip, but it feels like it must have been a gulp. Either way, I took a sip/gulp of some hot tea, and it ended up burning the fuck out of my throat. So, just want to apologize in advance if I have to cough, or if suddenly my voice sounds a bit more raspy. I feel a little bit like I'm dying, but I guess I can't really blame anyone but myself. It's not like it's the first time I've consumed a hot beverage in my life. Don't know what I was thinking. Why didn't I just stick a pinky in the tea before I fucking put it to my mouth? I don't know. But here we are, friends. Yet, in spite of it all, this life and this world will not keep us from finishing Jade Cocoon 2 today. Oh, no. And I have a feeling that is what the fates are attempting right now by fucking up my voice, but no, we're gonna work past this. So as long as you guys can deal with me occasionally needing to cough or clear my throat / re-sipping this tea, although I will be very careful now moving forward. You guys, just more of an aside or an aside to this aside. Does that not just embarrass the fuck out of you when you're at a party or at some sort of event and you drink something hot and it burns your mouth and you want to just spit it out, but there's so many people around, but you know everybody saw your reaction to it and they know that you burnt your shit? It's a little rough, you guys. So I guess I should count my blessings that it's literally just me sitting right here right now. Well, I've got the piggies, of course, and Andrew's somewhere. I don't even know what room he's in at the moment, so you know, it's not as bad as those circumstances that have absolutely happened to me before, but holy shit, you guys. I wanted to scream when I just drank that tea, and I was like, oh my god, my throat is gone forever. Rest in peace, my voice. Not being dramatic or anything. Okay. So, back to an actual recap of the game rather than me blubbering on about my own stupid, shitty mistake. In our last episode, we quickly, you know what, I won't even just say in our last episode, but honestly, in the last couple of episodes, we have been very rapidly making our way through Dust Up, which is the level 6 Earth Forest. We've gotten into a couple of fights with beast hunters, but honestly, nothing has been too wild or too crazy for us, and we're a little ahead of the game. So I think that if we can just continue to progress at this pace, we have probably 2 episodes remaining for this playthrough, which we've already discussed this, but just to throw it out there again, it is a little bit bittersweet. I know we've been going through this journey together for so long, but it's kind of cool to know that as soon as this is done, one, we'll be able to revisit Brave Fencer Musashi, which I know is a favorite of a lot of you right now. And I would say even more importantly than that, we will get to start a brand new adventure. So maybe for those of you that don't like Brave Fencer Musashi, although another side note, who are you and what kind of monster are you? Like, who doesn't like Brave Fencer Musashi? But I get it. For folks, to be a little bit more serious, who don't enjoy more of that anime vibe, and oh my god, you guys, do you hear my throat? I am dying over here. Let me just take another sip and cough. Hold on. Okay. I think I'm gonna make it. If my voice just completely goes out, you know what? I still don't care. If I have to have Andrew come in here and commentate for the last 2 episodes, how ridiculous would that be? Guys, he has never really watched me play this game. He's come through the living room a few times, like if he needs to get something on the other side of the TV where I'm sitting, he might step around me and just like watch for a minute or 2. Or he's watched me, honestly, do some editing as well. So I guess it's not fair to say that he's had no exposure to Jade Cocoon 2, but he has no fucking clue what is going on. So if I genuinely had to grab him and be like, hey, babe, I can't talk, just burn my throat on some tea. 1, don't fucking roast me. 2, got a favor to ask of you. Can you talk through the last 2 episodes of the series. I'm sure he'd be like, what the fuck? I don't even know how to play this game. Are you really just going to be running around and then expecting me to do the talking? I might, in the future, consider throwing some wild cards at you like that. I know that it's a mixed bag and some people enjoy our dynamic. Some people don't like it because Andrew is, I'd say he's sillier than I am. Like, I'm pretty laid back and I make a lot of inappropriate jokes, and you know, I don't take myself too seriously with these games, even in my 100% guides or in my walkthroughs. At the end of the day, I think games are there for you to enjoy them. They're there to be played, they're there to make you laugh or to feel or just to escape or experience. And not to throw people under the bus who enjoy being super competitive or who like feeling like their interpretation of something is more right than someone else's, or their experience is more valid than someone else's. But I am just not one of those people that feels like you have to play a game a certain way in order for it to be accurate or to be the real deal. Like, I've met people in my life before that feel like, oh, if you speed run a game, for example, like that's not actually playing the game, or that's not experiencing it the way it's meant to be experienced. And my counter argument, I guess, to that is, and by the way, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not nearly good enough to speedrun through anything, nor do I have the patience to try to figure out any hacks or exploits in a game that can help you get through things more quickly. I just don't have the patience for that. But I fully support my speedrunning brothers and sisters who enjoy finding exploits or enjoy finding out little secret ways that you can get through a boss more quickly, or that you might be able to just cut through a total section of the game. Like, to me, yeah, that's a valid way of experiencing the game if it brings you joy and you're having a good time and you're able to commune with an audience or with a community in general that is interested in what it is that you guys are looking at. And what the fuck, just as an aside, Recovery Bible. Okay, we've had this before, and I think we have one. Yes, it does say we have one in our backpack right now. Dimwit book. I don't need any of his shit. Why are these healing items such garbage though, bro? What are you doing? And I need to stop selling all of the shit that I'm picking up. I had 2 of those lovely gems, and for whatever reason, I keep forgetting that there's a shopkeeper in the earth forest, so my bad. But anyway, point of everything I'm saying is I am a firm believer that games are meant to be played for fun. And I mean, yes, obviously there are competitive games, and y'all already know I love the shit out of MOBAs, and I'm all about esports. It's a huge part of my life, I'd say, outside of retro gaming, MOBAs and esports related, I guess, activities. Like, if I could just immediately hop into some sort of part-time gig, I would want to be like a commentator or a caster. I feel like for Dota or for probably League of Legends would be more appropriate for me. I feel like I understand mechanics in that game a bit better than Dota 2, but you know, if I had to, I could certainly brush up on my skills, or at least provide enough supplementary commentary to where I could support maybe someone who's a bit more seasoned and a bit more knowledgeable of the areas of the game that I'm personally lacking in. Anyhow, with that being said, I love competitive games, and I think esports is amazing for someone who enjoys video games but also does like a bit of that competitive edge thrown into it. I don't know, it keeps things exciting in my opinion, but at their core, games are, for me anyway, there to entertain, and so as long as I am being entertained and or I feel like I'm entertaining others, I consider it valid. So I just really am not about this life where people try to police how others enjoy their game. So even if you are one of those people that games stress you out and you are a little bit too crazy about doing everything perfectly or 100%ing everything, I'm probably not going to want to play games with you, but I still support your decision to turn video gaming into a chore as opposed to something more lighthearted and more of a hobby. But if that's your thing, that is your thing. And I think people need to just let other people enjoy themselves and do what they fucking want to do. As long as you're not hurting someone else or you're not trying to act like it's your way or the highway, who fucking cares? People are so worried about what other people are doing. I still remember this was, oh my God, was this high school? Y'all, I don't even remember exactly what year this was. Such a faded memory. This was I think this was undergrad, my first year. I had gone to oh my God, this guy is for realsies coming over here. Well, whatever. Bring it on, bro. I had gone to a Mario Party party. Yes, so this was undergrad. Haha. My memory's not super shit, y'all, but that was a long-ass time ago. So I went to this big Mario Party party that was being hosted by just a group of guys. I don't remember if it was sponsored by a particular club. I really don't remember. I don't even know how I found out about it or how I ended up there. I ended up going with two people that I wouldn't necessarily consider friends, but they were folks that I had known my first semester, and we spent a little bit of time together. Anyhow, when we got to this Mario Party party, there was a room. I think they were playing Mario Party 3. It was like one of the versions that was on the N64. I think Mario Party 3 was the last N64 Mario Party, but don't hold me to that. Like I said, this has been so fucking long ago. Well, the point is, I still remember to this day that there were these two dudes that were fighting because someone, I guess, in one of the games with you know how there's a joystick on the N64 controller, which, side note, I fucking hate the N64 controller. I think it's garbage, and I think that's also partially why I don't play a lot of N64 games. Not to say that I don't love things like, Ocarina of Time was amazing, Majora's Mask, amazing, but I hate the N64 controller. It's not my favorite. Let's just leave it at that. Same for the original Xbox controller. And honestly, I think the Dreamcast controller also belongs in the trash bin. So, back to my story. These two dudes were arguing because one of the guys, to get through one of the games, I guess he was using like his palm to rotate or to, I don't want to say smash, that's not the correct verb, but if you guys can envision this, he was just using the palm of his hand to move the joystick, and I guess it made one of the mini games easier. Again, I don't remember what the game was, or like the specific mini game was. I don't remember if it was Mario Party 3 versus Mario Party 2. But the point is, this guy had a specific way that he got through the game instead of using like his thumb to manipulate the joystick. And to me, I think that's fair. Like, I don't see why it's a problem. Like, I still know people that use like coins on certain controllers for certain games to execute certain things or make them go a little bit faster in Mario Party games, and like, to my knowledge, nobody's ever really given a shit. But I guess when you're playing with elitist gamers who think that they know everything and that they are the real deal and the only ones who truly appreciate this form of media, or they're so fucking woke about their understanding of what games are and how they were meant to be experienced, like, that shit is just so unnecessary. Get over yourself. But yeah, so this one guy was just mad dogging this other dude for using his palm on the joystick instead of using his thumb, and the guy ended up winning the mini game because he had used his palm versus his thumb. And I just still remember, even at the time, pardon me friends for needing to clear my throat, still burning up over here, but I remember still even thinking at the time, like, who is this douchebag who thinks he has the right to tell someone what they can and can't do? Like, it's not like this dude hacked the rest of the controllers or like snipped wires so that your controller is less responsive than his. He literally is just using his palm instead of his thumb to play a mini game because it's just easier for him. Maybe it works faster. And you know what? If you're really smart and if you really take Mario Party and the mini games that seriously, maybe you would look at whatever it was that he did and consider, is this a better way of winning this mini game? Because now I'm going to be doing this shit the next time I host a Mario Party party, or the next time I'm playing with my family, so that I can drag my siblings at this specific mini game. Like, that's what I would do. I wouldn't be mad and tell someone they don't know how to play the game, or that it shouldn't count because they didn't play it the way that it was intended to be played. Like, fuck you. Y'all, how did I even get off on this random rant and this random tangent here? I don't even remember, but I guess the point of it is to say, oh, I don't know if this is how it started, but this is how it's gonna end. The point is, for me, oh yeah, about Andrew like coming and talking through things, and yeah, so for me, video games are truly just here to be experienced casually and for fun, and, you know, just to enjoy the story or enjoy the gameplay. Maybe you can learn something. Like, I honestly feel like as a child that video games, specifically RPGs, helped me a lot in terms of reading ability. And you hear this a lot from people that speak multiple languages, but I almost feel like some people don't believe you when you say this, but video games, or for me anyway, my exposure to RPGs at a very young age, it enhanced my English comprehension and my English reading skills. I, for so many years, was like ahead of my peers in terms of my English speaking, my English reading, my English writing. And I think, I'm not going to say like video games laid a foundation for me to be this amazing professional that I am today. Like, I am not saying that at all, because, I spent a lot of time playing games that maybe didn't have the best localizations and had a lot of typos and errors. But I think to get through a game like Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals, you have to be able to understand what's going on. I'm not saying that game is like super hard, but you need to have some level of reading comprehension to know, oh, this is where I need to go next, or to understand cues that are being thrown at you as the player, to understand the dynamic between different characters. I definitely missed a lot of context growing up in a lot of video games, but I think that I was exposed to a lot of vocabulary that my non-gaming peers just didn't know. Like troglodyte is, it's stupid, right? It's not a word that it makes or breaks anything for you if you know it or not, but I knew what troglodyte was, and I bet you anything, some of you casuals out there are having to look up what troglodyte is, but I've known for a long time. Thanks, video games. Like, just things like that. It really, I think, helped me in so many ways when it came to understanding vocab, being able to comprehend dialogue and implications. God damn, like, these guys are all up in my business. But I almost feel like this just loops around and there's not another Princess Vine. Or I shouldn't say Princess Vine, Ogre Vine. Is that the case? I think it is, y'all. Don't want to fight you. Yet here we are. We will just go ahead and quickly blast on through. I think what I'll try to do is spam some hacks and pray that they go down. Wow, really, you assholes? Whatever. So, anyway, point of all of this again, I know I always start telling one story and then I end up telling you guys like 5 stories at once. But the point of all of this is to say, I think even though you can learn a lot from video games, and hey, that worked out super nicely for me. Oh no, not so nicely for Doobie though. He ended up suiciding. Little bit bad, but wait a second. There's something on the ground there. What is it? Oh, Mel's Liquor number 5. Okay. Guess I'll go ahead and give this to Anthony. And while we're at it, let's just use our citron powder. Oops. We might as well, you guys. We're reaching the point where I think any items that we have, it's use it or lose it, to be honest. I just want to open up the map. Please. Please. Are they really not going to let me? I just want to. Oh, I did it. Okay. You guys, I'm so crazy. I didn't even need to come through this path because I was pretty sure it just looped around, but whatever. We can say we fully opened the map, and that makes me feel good about myself. So, on to Dust Up number 6. We are technically a little bit early to end it now, so let's open as much of this map as we can, and then you guys... What? You're joking! What the fuck? I swear, these things come out of nowhere. That is so crazy. Well, I guess this will at least give me an opportunity to finish up my story and to get Doobie where he needs to be. And then in our next episode, all we'll really have left is Dust Up 6, and then we're done. How sad is that, you guys? I'm feeling a little nervous, to be honest with you, that we are on the cusp of the end of this Let's Play. It just feels very weird to me, But anyhow, so again, final thoughts. I think video games, although you can definitely learn from them, like I was sort of talking about for 2 or 3 minutes, it enhanced video games at an early age for me, specifically the type that I played, enhanced my English ability, my comprehension, my reading, blah, 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 all of that vocab. You know how it goes. I think that even though you can learn from video games and that there's a lot to be said for the competitiveness of video games and the skills that you can acquire, like hand-eye coordination is something that I think a lot of people who do more of the competitive stuff, like they just build those skills, perhaps more so than someone like me who just plays slow-paced RPGs that are turn-based, for example, and you're not really needing to do too much with your fingers other than press X or the D-pad. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't think so, friend. I don't think so. We are just going to rotate on around and bid you good day. So with all that being said, I just think people need to calm down. And yes, you can gain a lot of serious things from video games, but it's a game. Like, it's at the core of the name of it, at least in English. It is called a game. It is meant to be played. It is meant to be enjoyed. And it is meant to be experienced and shared with others. So if you are one of those people that you take shit way too seriously and you are an elitist asshole who thinks it's your way or the highway, I'm probably not the Let's Player you should watch, because I am just trying to have a fucking good time. As always. Okay. We'll go ahead and call it quitsies here. At least we were able to take out one more person here in episode 193. So that should make 194 go by a little bit more smoothly. So yeah, friends, I'm not sure if this is the second to last episode. We'll just honestly have to see how 194 gets paced and how long the mini boss fight goes. But yeah, I don't want to let you guys go, because I feel like in our next ending, we're going to be saying goodbye from this series. But all good things do come to an end, so it is what it is. And this just means that as soon as we wrap up Jade Cocoon 2, we're going to have many more adventures together. So thank you very much for watching thus far, friends. My name is Revit. This is my playthrough of Jade Cocoon 2, where we are finishing up the bonus forest here in the post game. So I will see you very shortly in episode 194, where we will be ready to tackle Dust Up number 6. I'll see you there, friends.